The two most harmful vitamins for weakening legs after 60. Feeling your legs becoming weaker, heavier, or sore could be a sign of concern. Notice if even standing for extended periods, walking, or climbing stairs is starting to become challenging. If so, be very cautious. What I'm about to reveal in this video may be something you'd never suspect and could explain exactly why this is happening. The consumption of certain harmful foods, two vitamins surprisingly considered essential for health, and a combination of two elements draining strength from your legs all contribute to the issue. Indeed, vitamins often believed to be beneficial might actually be weakening your muscles, stressing your joints, and leaving your legs unstable, painful, and vulnerable. The most alarming part is that these dangers are part of your everyday life. Every drink and every bite might be feeding the weakness you're feeling. But there's more. These two vitamins you may be taking right now will truly shock you when you realize they're accelerating muscle loss and weakening your legs. You probably buy them at the pharmacy with the best intentions, thinking you're protecting yourself, caring for your body, and strengthening your bones. This video will uncover the truth about these pills and foods. You'll learn what's really causing the fatigue, swelling, stiffness, and pain that keep coming back. Most importantly, you'll find out what to avoid and what to change starting now to regain your strength, energy, and independence. Want to keep your leg strength for years and age healthfully? Then stay with me to the end. Sweets and sugary desserts. Desserts and sweets have traditionally symbolized comfort and enjoyment. After 60, however, this habit can become a silent threat to your leg health. Excessive intake of refined sugar triggers inflammatory responses in the body, especially in muscles and joints. Chronic inflammation makes the legs more sensitive, painful, and prone to degeneration. Moreover, sugar directly contributes to increased insulin resistance, draining muscle energy. Without enough energy, muscles weaken and function less efficiently. Sugar also encourages weight gain, which puts extra pressure on your legs. Every added pound requires more effort from your leg muscles and joints. The additional weight leads to faster wear and tear, more discomfort, and a greater feeling of weakness in the lower body. For seniors, who naturally lose muscle mass with age, this is particularly troubling. Sugar also elevates toxin production in the body, which worsens inflammation. The more inflammation present, the harder it is to keep your legs functional and strong. Did you know that sugar directly affects blood circulation? Consumed in excess, it raises the risk of vascular diseases, reducing blood flow to the legs. Poor circulation means leg muscles receive less oxygen and nutrients, hindering tissue repair and muscle recovery. A dessert's pleasure might come at too high a cost to your health. In addition to metabolic effects, sweets lack essential nutrients for muscle health, such as protein and magnesium. In other words, you're consuming empty calories that weaken rather than support your body. In older age, such an unbalanced diet results in muscle loss, one of the leading enemies of mobility. The cause could be as simple as a slice of pie or a piece of cake. If you think your legs are getting weaker, what seems like a harmless treat could be reducing your strength and independence. Most industrial sweets also contain chemical additives like dyes and preservatives that worsen inflammation. These substances disrupt the body's natural balance and directly affect the muscular system. When combined with sugar, they form a particularly harmful mix. An important first step is replacing these desserts with natural alternatives like cinnamon on fruit or homemade treats with reduced sugar. Of course, you can still enjoy a dessert, just make smarter choices that respect your body. Your legs and your taste buds will thank you. Fried foods. Fries are hard to resist, but the damage they cause to the body after 60 is too serious to ignore. High in trans and saturated fats, these foods increase inflammation markers in the body. This inflammation directly affects muscles and joints, stiffening the legs, causing pain, and making them more vulnerable to injury. The fats in fried foods also obstruct blood flow, making muscle oxygenation more difficult. Poor circulation hinders the body's ability to recover and build strength. Fried foods also clog blood vessels, further reducing the delivery of essential nutrients to leg muscles. Over time, this process weakens structural support and accelerates joint wear. Major culprits include donuts, chicken nuggets, and French fries. Before we continue, I'd like to know where you're joining from today. Leave a comment below and don't hesitate to ask questions. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to always receive the best health advice from Senior Health. And if you're watching now, I want to know you're with me. Comment, Type 1 if this video speaks to you. If not, type 0. Consumed regularly, these foods overwhelm the skeletal and circulatory systems. The taste is not worth the health cost. Have you ever noticed your legs feeling heavier and more sore after a fried food-heavy meal? That's your body reacting to the excess unhealthy fats. These foods are slow to digest and consume a lot of energy, leaving less for your muscles. This diet may be directly reflected in leg fatigue. Furthermore, frequent consumption of fried foods is linked to weight gain, which increases stress on the lower body. It's a hard cycle to break. Fried foods also have a low nutrient density, meaning they offer few vitamins, minerals, and proteins, key elements in strengthening muscles. A diet centered on these foods creates an imbalance that promotes muscle loss. Less muscle leads to legs losing their strength and stability. This affects your ability to support weight, climb stairs, or walk safely. Cutting back on fried foods is one of several simple steps that can help maintain your mobility and independence. Replacing them with healthier cooking methods is a way to protect your legs. Although its impact on the body, especially after 60, is far from harmless, white bread remains a common breakfast and snack item. Made from refined flour, it undergoes a process that removes most of the fiber and vital nutrients. This turns it into a fast-absorbing carbohydrate that spikes blood sugar levels. These spikes negatively affect muscle health, particularly in the legs, causing fatigue and weakness. Consistent consumption leads to metabolic imbalance. White bread, with its low fiber content and high glycemic index, also increases insulin resistance. Without fiber, glucose entry into muscle cells is impaired, reducing the energy and strength needed for daily tasks. The less energy muscles receive, the harder it becomes to maintain firmness in the legs. This can eventually lead to muscle loss, a common issue with aging. In such cases, white bread shifts from being a neutral food to a cause of harm. Its effects go beyond blood sugar. Being low in proteins and minerals, white bread does little to aid in muscle recovery. To prevent sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle, seniors need more protein. Relying on white bread daily while ignoring protein sources is a mistake that weakens the body meal after meal. This could lead to fatigued, unstable, and fragile legs. Besides lacking nutrients, white bread promotes weight gain, especially when topped with butter, cheese, or sweet spreads. Excess weight burdens the legs, already more delicate with age. This leads to pain, inflammation, and increased injury risk. Rather than supporting mobility, white bread restricts it. Each bite may seem harmless, but accumulated poor eating habits cause the most damage. Fortunately, there are much healthier and more nutritious alternatives. Whole grain breads, naturally fermented or made with oats, flaxseed, and rye, supply valuable fiber and nutrients that help stabilize blood sugar, aid digestion, and indirectly strengthen muscles. Paired with protein and healthy fats such as eggs or avocado, they form balanced meals, so you don't have to abandon bread, only choose better kinds. Still, this video will reveal the 2 worst vitamins for your legs. 12. Alcohol becomes even riskier with age, especially for muscles and joints. After 60, the body metabolizes it less efficiently, making it harder to absorb key minerals like calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D. Without the muscles weaken, bones grow brittle, and fracture risk rises. Alcohol also slows muscle repair, prolonging pain, fatigue, and injury risk after exertion. It dehydrates the body, reducing flexibility and triggering cramps, and strains the liver, which is vital for tissue healing compounds. Calorie-dense drinks foster belly fat gain, burden legs and joints, and, combined with age-related muscle loss, jeopardize mobility and quality of life. Waking up sore after drinking reflects this strain, and chronic use elevates inflammation, worsening pain and discouraging activity. Soon you'll learn which 2 vitamins weaken legs. 11. Processed meats, bacon, ham, sausages, are convenient but dangerous. Loaded with sodium and preservatives, they fuel chronic inflammation, causing persistent pain in leg muscles, ankles, and knees. Their saturated fat restricts blood flow, raises bad cholesterol, and starves muscles of oxygen and nutrients, leading to gradual lower limb weakness that limits daily tasks. Toxins from these meats tax the liver and kidneys, while preservatives disrupt glucose metabolism, reducing muscular energy and producing constant fatigue and heaviness. Though handy, such foods exact a high cost in later life. Swapping in eggs, chicken, fish, or lean beef, and using avocado or olive oil instead of bacon, eggs instead of sausage, shredded chicken for ham, lightens legs and restores vitality. Instant noodles, though convenient, Combine refined flour and additives with scant nutrients, yielding calorie-dense meals low in fiber, protein, and micronutrients essential for muscle maintenance. Their extreme salt content promotes swelling and pain, raises blood pressure, and impedes blood flow, leaving leg muscles undernourished and slow to recover. Flavor packets add preservatives, colorants, and MSG, all linked to chronic inflammation that stiffens joints and accelerates muscle loss. High glycemic load destabilizes insulin, starving muscles of usable energy and turning short errands into exhausting ordeals. 9. Industrially made cakes, rich in sugar, hydrogenated fat, and synthetic additives, disrupt metabolism and spur inflammation. Sugar derails insulin, fostering fat gain and an environment hostile to muscle strength, while trans fats lower good cholesterol and hamper circulation, depriving leg muscles of nutrients and encouraging lean mass loss, stiffness, and mobility issues. Regular consumption fuels inflammation, and emulsifiers, stabilizers, and dyes provoke immune reactions that target leg joints, leading to pain, reduced movement, and sedentary habits that magnify muscle loss. These cakes are calorie-dense yet nutrient-poor, lacking proteins, calcium, and magnesium crucial for muscle and bone health. Relying on them is like fueling an engine with contaminated gasoline. Performance falters. Homemade cakes with whole flours, fruit, and natural oils can be just as handy but far kinder to muscles, adding firmness and energy as tastes adjust. 8. Ultra-processed cheeses, spreads, processed slices, meltable varieties, pose serious threats to leg strength after 60. High sodium causes fluid retention and spikes blood pressure, while saturated fat stiffens blood vessels, reducing circulation so legs feel swollen, sore, and heavy. These products also contain preservatives and phosphates, among other ingredients that alter the body's mineral balance. 2 essential minerals for muscle contraction and bone health, calcium and magnesium, are directly affected. Poor absorption of these minerals results in symptoms like muscle fatigue, joint pain, and nighttime cramps. The leg muscles, being large and frequently used, are the first to signal problems. Another key point is that these cheeses lack high-quality proteins. Unlike artisanal cheeses that retain their nutritional properties, ultra-processed cheeses undergo manufacturing techniques that reduce their nutrient density. This means you're consuming calories without getting the amino acids essential for maintaining muscle mass. Muscle loss is one of the main contributors to declining function and dependence with age. Have you ever noticed how your body feels heavier and more sluggish after eating processed food? That feeling is real and comes from the demineralizing and inflammatory effects of such items. Over time, the lack of essential nutrients leads to bone fragility and reduced muscle performance. Short walks become more tiring than expected, and once simple steps become challenging. All of this could trace back to the type of cheese you add to your toast. A better approach is to replace these with fresher, less processed cheeses like ricotta, cottage, or mayonnaise cheese. And remember, we're getting closer to this film's most critical revelation. The 2 worst vitamins for your legs are still ahead. 7th, while they are a favorite on hot days or as dessert, industrial ice creams pose a serious threat to leg health after 60. These products are high in calories and cause inflammation due to their saturated fats and refined sugars. This kind of diet leads to blood sugar spikes followed by crashes, disrupting stable energy in muscles. As a result, legs feel weak, heavy, and tire more easily. Especially low-quality ice creams contain saturated fats that damage the cardiovascular system. As oxygen-rich blood struggles to reach extremities like the legs, symptoms such as numbness, tingling, and frequent cramps appear. Over time, poor circulation weakens muscles, reduces mobility, and increases the risk of falls. Yet we often believe we're just enjoying a treat. Additionally, artificial coloring, emulsifiers, and thickeners in these ice creams worsen body inflammation, a major cause of joint and muscle tissue damage. Regular consumption of such items disrupts digestion and hormones, impairing the absorption of nutrients essential for muscle growth. Without these nutrients, the body loses strength and stability over time. These foods also lack real nutritional value. Packed with empty calories, they don't build muscle, repair tissue, or support joint health. This means that while enjoying something sweet, fatigue lingers or worsens. The impact on legs becomes clear: less tone, more pain, and lower endurance. Each spoonful takes away a chance to strengthen your body. 6th, whether as dessert or an afternoon indulgence, milk chocolates are a part of many people's habits, yet their regular intake can be more damaging than it seems, particularly for those over 60. High in sugar and saturated fat, These chocolates activate inflammatory pathways that directly affect joints and muscles. Excess sugar and poor quality fat together cause metabolic overload, accelerating muscle power decline. Another issue is the low cocoa content in milk chocolate, since antioxidants are found in the cocoa itself. Most commercial varieties are heavily processed and full of preservatives and artificial sweeteners. These substances not only harm the liver and pancreas but also block the absorption of vital muscle-supporting nutrients. The result: fatigued legs, lacking vitality and prone to aches and stiffness. The simple sugars in these chocolates are quickly absorbed, causing insulin spikes that deplete muscular energy. For those already struggling to retain lean mass, this is devastating. Additionally, milk chocolate often contributes to abdominal fat gain, which adds more stress on the lower limbs. This extra load wears down joints in the knees, hips, and ankles. However, healthier options can still offer enjoyment. Dark chocolates with high cocoa content contain antioxidants and flavonoids that aid circulation and muscle function. When eaten in moderation, they can even support vascular health. Awareness and balance should guide our choices. Quality and quantity make all the difference. Fifth, while canned foods are extremely convenient, they contain ingredients that can significantly harm leg health in older age. Many of these products include chemical preservatives like sodium benzoate and nitrite, as well as artificial colors, excess salt, and other additives. These substances are highly inflammatory and negatively impact both muscle and vascular systems. When consumed regularly, they hinder muscle regeneration and reduce oxygenation. The high sodium content promotes fluid retention, a major cause of heavy, uncomfortable legs. This retention not only causes discomfort but may indicate poor circulation and inflamed tissues. For those with high blood pressure, which is common after 60, this issue is even more severe, as extra salt puts additional strain on the cardiovascular system, blocking the delivery of essential nutrients to muscles. Another issue is the nutritional degradation caused by canning processes. Even meats and vegetables lose much of their natural nutrient content. What remains is food low in vitamins and minerals but high in toxins. The body must work hard to eliminate these substances, creating metabolic stress that drains energy and weakens muscular performance. If you're constantly fatigued or your legs feel weak, your diet may be more to blame than you think. Moreover, even small amounts of aluminum from certain cans can accumulate in the body over time. There is evidence that regular consumption of foods stored in metal containers may impair nervous system and muscle function. This increases the risk of falls, imbalance, and gradual weakness, risks that are not worth taking. With many alternatives available, avoiding canned foods is a smart first move for anyone wanting to preserve mobility. Choose fresh, frozen, or naturally preserved foods instead. Cooking with real ingredients free from synthetic additives offers almost immediate improvements in well-being. It's a decision that protects your independence and quality of life in the long term. If you think only industrial foods affect your legs, know that more surprising truths lie ahead. Soon we'll uncover the 2 most dangerous vitamins for muscle health, facts that may shock you. Fourth, many people include filled cookies and processed snacks in their routines. But after 60, eating these can accelerate the loss of leg strength. These products are loaded with artificial substances that are true aggressors to the body. Industrial additives such as dyes, flavorings, preservatives, and stabilizers not only inflame the body but also overwork vital organs like the liver and kidneys, disrupting circulation and the absorption of critical nutrients for muscles. These snacks are calorie-dense yet low in minerals, proteins, and fiber, providing energy but little nourishment. In older adults, whose bodies no longer store nutrients efficiently, such empty calories hasten the natural loss of muscle mass. High levels of sugar, hydrogenated fat, and salt accelerate decline, while trans fats, key inflammatory agents, clog arteries and restrict the flow of oxygen and nutrient-rich blood to leg muscles, causing discomfort, fatigue, and instability. Excess sodium compounds fluid retention, worsening lower limb swelling and paving the way for varicose veins, chronic pain, and heaviness when walking. Frequent glucose spikes from these treats deplete muscular energy, fuel weight gain, and erode daily leg strength. Replacing them with natural snack bars can reverse this trend. Packaged seasonings, instant noodles, meat broths, soup powders, and frozen meals are loaded with monosodium glutamate, MSG. Regular MSG intake in those over 60 can impair neurotransmitters that govern muscle contraction, leading to leg heaviness, stiffness, tremors, and widespread fatigue. MSG also triggers chronic inflammation that compromises joints, muscles, and blood vessels, reducing oxygen delivery to the legs and increasing cramps and weakness. Many MSG-laden foods are also high in sodium, deepening edema and fluid retention. The additive further disrupts energy metabolism, hampering muscles even during simple tasks like climbing stairs. Because labels hide MSG under names like flavor enhancer, yeast extract, or hydrolyzed protein, choose natural flavorings, fresh herbs, garlic, onion, lemon, olive oil, and avoid ultra-processed seasonings. 2 vitamins pose hidden risks when oversupplemented. Vitamin A, essential for vision, immunity, and skin, its excess, from high-dose supplements, causes liver and joint accumulation. Symptoms include leg and back muscle pain, weakness, and difficulty standing, climbing, or walking. Surplus vitamin A blocks magnesium and calcium absorption, provoking fatigue, spasms, cramps, and reduced energy generation, while long-term excess demineralizes bones in hips and legs, heightening fracture risk. Obtain vitamin A naturally, from liver, egg yolk, whole milk, carrots, pumpkin, and take supplements only with medical supervision, closely tracking total intake from all sources. Vitamin D, praised for bone health and immunity, excessive supplementation leads to hypervitaminosis D. Since vitamin D is fat-soluble, it accumulates in fat stores, elevating calcium levels, hypercalcemia, and causing leg stiffness, burning, cramps, and joint pain. Elevated calcium interferes with muscle and nerve signaling and can calcify soft tissues, muscles, tendons, reducing flexibility and increasing discomfort in knees, calves, and thighs. High doses also strain kidneys, limiting filtration, worsening edema, pain, and weakness, creating a cycle of more vitamin D, more calcium, less kidney function, and greater muscle trouble. Always personalize vitamin D dosage using lab tests and medical guidance. Excess can be as harmful as deficiency, risking mobility and independence. For reliable health insights, subscribe to this channel designed to enhance your quality of life. The on-screen video now details the 3 essential vitamins every diabetic should take. Click to watch. See you in the next video.